So the third one is, may there be joy, which is always free from pain or suffering. That is the compassion. Oh, sorry. That is oh yes. That is the yeah. May you be free. May you have joyfulness that is ever free from pain. Oh yeah. That is the joyfulness.
Yeah.
And then the third is the fourth one is, may there be no differences between them and us. Usually my family, myself, my friends, my family, my country member, same country, same race, same culture, these are all us, our. And then everyone outside of that, anyone outside from that that community, we call that them. So there is always a them and us distinction. Oh yeah. So the last one is, may there be no them and us. So there is no them and us. There is no close or close ones and distant ones. There's no difference.
Yeah.
So when you say, just as I simplified, when we say, may you be happy, may you be free from pain, may you have joy that is free from pain, painless joy, and may there be no us and no them. So this is simple qualities, not infinite. If you just say, may you be happy, it can mean, oh, may your wife be happy, may your family members be happy, may your basically within your community. So when you say, may you be happy, that is not an infinite quality, right? So just that is love, but that is not infinite love. So when you say, may you be happy, I want to see you happy, I want to see my community happy, I want to see my parents happy. This is love, certainly, but this is not infinite love.
Yeah.
So the same way, when I say, I want you to be happy, that is joy. That is love, but that is not infinite love. When I say, may you be free from pain, that is compassion, but that is not infinite compassion. So when I say, may you have joyfulness that is ever free, from pain. May you have a eternal joy, right? So that is joyfulness, but that is not infinite joy or limitless joy. The same goes with equanimity. It is not infinite or limitless, because it is always limited. It is all bounded by the people that are close with you, your family members, your community, etc., etc. So it becomes limitless, it becomes infinite, it becomes immeasurable when you cover all sentient beings. That is when it becomes immeasurable. So, for example, may my children be happy, may my parents be happy, may my children be free from pain, may my children have eternal joy, may my children always, let there be no separation between me and my children. So these things is somewhat natural. So we all have that as parents, as siblings, as partners, as teachers and students, we all have that. So whenever it is concerned to what is known, what is referred to, what is known as ours or mine, it is easy for us to care this way. The problem, or that is the nature of the world in general. But the problem from a bodhisattva's point of view, or from a bodhisattva practice point of view, is that when it comes to the people that you love, or the people that you feel close with, is very the number of the people whom you feel close with is very small, right? So therefore, when it goes beyond that number, then you have trouble, because then there is where the love and hate comes in. So you have love for the people whom you are close with, and then when it's outside of that boundary, then you start to develop hatred or jealousy or any other negative emotion. It's much easier to come than those people whom you hold love. So basically, based on the distinction, the division between them and us, we have love and hate. So therefore, as a bodhisattva practice, it is important to train ourselves not just on the four qualities in general, but the four qualities that are immeasurable, meaning that is crossing beyond the boundaries of them and us. So that is the reason why we are training in the four immeasurables. Okay, so in generally, we have no problem loving the people whom we are for whom we are related to, our friends, our family, our community. There's no problem for us to love them. The problem is when it crosses beyond that boundary, then we have difficulty, and we do all sort of things, all sort of either is positive or negative. We don't think it twice, and we do so many things. Basically, for a bodhisattva practitioner, for someone who is in the Mahayana path, so it is important to, as someone on a Mahayana path, our goal is to develop bodhicitta. And in order to develop bodhicitta, we need to train in the four immeasurables. So that is why we are talking about the four immeasurables today. Oh yeah. So actually, last time we sort of covered out of the four immeasurables, we did cover two of them already. So we are left with so we actually have come to the meditation on compassion. Yeah. But because it's been so long, so I just made the general outline. So yeah. So when we train on the four the four immeasurables, we train. The first thing we train is the last one, the equanimity. We train on the equanimity first. But when we get the as we train the result wise, we get the result, the infinite equanimity. That result is the last result that we get. So basically, training wise, we first train ourselves not on the compassion, love, or kindness, compassion, love, or joy, but we start training first on the equanimity. So the last one being equanimity. So it's important for us, we can talk about compassion, love, joyfulness, all that. But if we do not train in the last one, which is equanimity, then all this talk will be just talk. We cannot put into application. So in order to put into application, so basically, without the last the training on the equanimity, if you do not start the practice on equanimity, training of the equanimity first, if you do not start training on the equanimity first, then your training on the compassion, joyfulness, and love will be just mere love, mere compassion, and mere love, mere compassion, and mere joy. It will not be infinite joy. It will not be infinite love. It will not be infinite compassion. So if you do not train, if we do not train first thing on the infinite equanimity, then our joy, compassion, and love will be just joy, love, and compassion. It will not be the infinite joy, infinite love, or infinite compassion. So for that reason, we have to train on equanimity first, or equanimity. So the question arises. So equanimity is basically training on the no distinction, no difference between us and them. So how you train someone on no difference or no distinction between you and me? You are you and me, I am me. So there is always a difference. So how do you see no distinction, no difference between you and me? So for this, I want to tell you one story. It's a popular story, like a folk tale in Tibet. So there used to be a couple, a couple, and the wife has a very bad, very painful toothache. Yeah. And she was suffering very much, and she kept telling her husband, I'm suffering from the toothache and like that. And the husband does not pay attention, and he just say, it's okay, don't worry, don't make too much noise out of this. It's just a tooth pain. It's not like heart pain or anything serious. He kept saying that a lot. And then after some time, her pain, subsided and she was okay. And then it was the husband's turn to have a bad toothache. So he was having a very bad toothache and he suffered. And then he started to cry and complain to his wife. And the wife said, "Why are you complaining? It's just a toothache. It's not a heartache or a backache or a headache. It's nothing serious. Why are you complaining?" And then, of course, that is what she said is logical and rational. And he has no other thing to say. And he just said, "Hey, how can this be? Male tooth and female tooth are different. Okay." So as you can see, yes, male tooth and female tooth are different, right? It's male tooth, it's female tooth, but the pain is same. When there is a toothache with female, there's pain, and when there's toothache for the male, there's also pain. So that goes with a child, that goes with the old man, that goes with a healthy man, healthy woman. Whoever has a toothache has pain. So in this case, also from that perspective, me and you, them and us are same in the sense that whenever we have pain, we suffer. If you have pain, you suffer. When I have pain, I suffer. When they have pain, they suffer. So in this manner, we are all same, that we suffer when we are in pain.
Yeah.
So you can see that, so we all feel the pain. We all suffer when we have pain. So in this regard, we are all same. And then when we experience joy, we are happy. That is also same. When I feel joy, when I experience joy, I feel happy. When they experience joy, they feel happy. So basically, when in pain, me and them, them and us, we all feel suffer. When we are experiencing joyful, me or them, we all feel happy. So that is same. Now with that understanding, when we say them, the number is much larger. When we say me, it's just myself, one. Or when I say us, there is also not much. Okay, me, my family, my friends, my relatives, maybe my community members. So at the most, maybe 200 to 300 people. That is us, right? When we say them, then it's more than seven. It's more than 7 billion people. At least when we talk about human beings, there is more than 7 billion people. Then we talk about other sentient beings such as birds and animals, etc. Then it's totally then it's definitely innumerable. So if you look at the magnitude, if you look at the quantity number, us is very small, insignificant. Them is very, 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 very large number. So because they are innumerable and us is a very small number, for that reason, they are more important. If not no more important, at the very least, they are equal as us. They are equal as me. They are equal as us. This is to look at them and us, to train ourselves to see them and us as same, from an intellectual point of view, in an intellectual manner. Then we can also train ourselves to see them and us as same, not only intellectually, but also emotionally. Also on the emotional level, we can train ourselves to see them and us as same. So in order to train sameness, right? Sameness of them and us, them and us are same. So in order to train ourselves to see that on an emotional level, we have to understand that there are three types of people. Basically, those you love, those you hate, and those you are neutral with. Usually, we call them friends, foes, enemy, friends, enemies, and strangers. So there are three types of people in general, right? So when it comes to the friends, we have no problem. We can love them automatically. But the problem is when it crosses that boundary, when it comes to the foes, the enemies, and the strangers, right? Those who we do not know, those who we're indifferent with, then it's like we are careless. We don't care about them. And then when it comes to our enemies or people we dislike, then we are happy. It's the same thing. For example, like something like a death. When a death happens to someone you love, you worry because you love the person, that you love that person. But when the same thing, death, happens to someone you dislike, you are happy. So it's the same action, but when depending on which it happens to, you feel joy and you feel pain. So before, just want to remind you that if you have any questions, you can send it in text there, or you can ask directly. I will wrap up very soon. So you can, if you have questions, you can just send it here or just ask directly. So as I said, we have love for the people whom we are close with, us. We have love for us. And then when it comes to them, we have indifference, we have jealousy, we have hatred, etc., etc. So that is natural. That is, we usually say, oh, that's human nature, right? So where is it really human nature? Where does this come from? We ask this question. So if you look at it, those people whom we say, okay, they are our enemies, or we say they are strangers, we don't know them. Are they really strangers, or are they really enemies? Are they our ultimate enemy? Ultimately, they are strangers or not. If you ask that question, you will find that those people whom I consider enemies or strangers, they have been our most endearing loved ones, our loved ones in the past, our parents in the past, our husbands or wives or children in the past. So they have also, those people whom we hate, those people whom we dislike, have been the most loved person in our life in the past. The same goes with people whom we love. Those whom we love and care so much as our children, our spouses, and our parents, etc., they have also been in the past our most hated enemies as well. For that reason, nothing in samsara is ultimate. Nothing is nothing is concrete. Nothing is unpredictable. Nothing is nothing is the definite. Nothing is concrete. Everything changes. Friends becomes enemies. Enemies becomes friends, and the same friends becomes strangers, etc. So for that reason, there is nothing in samsara to hold on to be attached, to grasp, to hold on to. You like or love something or someone, but there is no point in getting attached to. You dislike something, that is okay. Someone you don't like, you distance with that person or thing, but there is no point in hating someone, holding grudges, trying to get revenge. That is also pointless. So basically, those two extremes are pointless. Extremity of attachment and extremity of grasping and holding grudges. Oh yeah. So if you remember, last time I told a story of something called the story of the Master Katayana. Master Katayana. So there is the if you have the book, it's on page number 196. If you in English it's 196. I don't know in the other. So basically, he was reciting. Master Katayana went to beg for food, and he saw some scenery where. Then he made a line where he says he is eating his father's flesh. He's beating his mother off. Then he dentals on his lap his own unfortunate enemy. The wife is gnawing at her husband's bones. I love to see what happens in samsara's show. So basically, what he's saying is nothing is permanent in samsara. So those whom we hold so dear, they can turn into our enemies. So those whom we say our enemy can turn into our friends.
Yeah.
So basically he saw that thing. Did you tell the story of the what he see or not? Not right?
Yes, I just translate he eat his father fat and he beat his mother off. Yeah, he then
Just
do
just
his
a
yeah
just the
the
line,
four
not the,
line.
not
Yeah,
not not the story, right?
yeah, not the story. Yeah, not the,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so the story is when Venerable Katayana was going for alms and he saw one family. So the the male member, the husband, is basically eating a fish.
Yeah,
So that he's eating a fish.
yeah,
So that is the fish was the his late father. His late
yeah,
father was born as a fish, and he was eating that fish. And
yeah,
there was a there was um, a mongrel, a dog, a stray dog,
yeah.
uh, and he was shooting. He was beating the stray dog and telling him to go out. The
Mm-hmm.
dog. That dog was actually his dead mother. Uh,
Yeah,
then he has a newborn son, which is very happy and caring for. That
yeah,
son was his used to be his enemy from another village. His like death sworn enemy. He was born as his own. His enemy died and born as his own baby, and now that his worst enemy is now his best, the number one person in his life, his son.
yeah,
And the same is happening with the wife. The
yeah,
wife, the wife is also eating some. Uh, her late husband, the wife has a former husband, so her husband has died and has been born into an animal which she has whose body is she eating. So basically when when Master Katayana saw all of this and all the wife, the husband, the baby, all very much uh, immersed, very much sunken in this samsaric world of attachment, strong attachment and strong hatred, and believing all this to be ultimately true.
yeah,
Master Katayana has nothing but laughter. He could not hold his laughter at what is happening in samsara, because samsara is a joke.
yeah.
So I will wrap up here. And I see there are 4 questions, and I sort of summarize them. So the first question was, what is the difference between men's tooth and women's tooth? So because
Yeah,
I'm not a woman, so I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
Second question, I think, is how is my teacher doing? So his health has remained the same. Yeah. So I know many of you prayed for my teacher's health to recover, and I really thank you for that. And please continue to pray. Thank you. One of them is not a question; it's a compliment or something. So the last one is a question: how do we decrease jealousy and hatred towards people we do not like? So I will try
yeah,
to answer that one. So you usually so how we try to decrease our hatred and jealousy, uh, mm, our dislike for people whom we dislike to begin with. Uh, so we try that by seeing it. Usually we use rationality, reasoning. We use reasoning to decrease our hatred or hatred and jealousy for the person. Yeah. So whether it's jealousy or hatred, no negative. They are both negative. Negative emotion, negative thoughts. No negative emotion or thought has a valid reasoning or valid rationale, valid
yeah,
logic. First,
yeah,
okay, we will talk about jealousy. So jealousy is something you cannot stand when someone else is doing something well, something that something good. So you choose you check why you are jealous, why I cannot stand that thing. So if you check, most of the time you will find out if you are honest with yourself. So one of the main thing is, as a Dhamma practitioner, you have to be honest, not just to others, but you have to be very honest with yourself. So if you are very honest with yourself and ask yourself within, then you will find the most of the time you are jealous with someone is because you cannot achieve something that the other person has achieved, or you cannot stand the other person achieving the same level
yeah,
as you. Uh, so if you use rationality, if you use logic carefully, there is no reason why you should not be able to stand what the other person has achieved. Because if you and them both achieve something that is a positive thing, that is something to be joyful for, there is nothing to be negative for. So jealousy is based in insecurity. So basically you are insecure, you are underconfident. So because of that, when someone else is succeed, someone else has more than you have, or you think that they have more than you have, you always feel worried and jealousy. Then hatred, or hate. So hatred, there's a saying, anger or hatred is a punishment, that we give to ourselves for someone else's fault. Okay, anger is a punishment we give to ourselves for the fault of someone else. So so when we have anger, we hold on to our anger, like to be triggered and to be like immediately like a short temper. That is like that is kind of a that may be natural for some people. But to hold on to your anger, basically that is grudge, that is hatred. That is like another example given by the Buddha is, it's like holding very hot coal, very hot stone, fireball in your hand. So you wait for the other person. So you hold that fireball in your hand to throw to your enemy. So your enemy you may find or not find the opportunity to throw, but you have been holding that fireball in your hand, and for that time your hands will burn. So that one, and so these two reason, if you think more and more carefully, then this will slowly decrease your anger and hatred for the people you dislike. Oh yeah, so two more questions just came up. I will do this and then wrap up, okay? One is if we have no choice but to eat sentient beings' flesh, basically if you have to eat non-veg, so how do we deal with that? So hundreds of thousands of innocent animals are killed every day in every part of the world. So if you are a non-vegetarian, if you eat meat, then if you pray for that animal, at least the animal is getting the difference for that animal from other animal is that he's getting some prayers, some positive mantras are recited into his ears for his soul. So that way the seed of liberation is implanted in his being. So the mantra is Om A Vi Ra Ke Za Ra Hung. Om A Vi Ra Ke Za Ra Hung. So that mantra you recite 3 times, and then blow on the food which you are the meat of the the meat. Then that actually purifies the animal which has passed away, given life for you, and he or she, that animal will be born in the heavenly realms, in the higher realms. I will send the mantra. So the last question was, how do I practice equanimity towards a colleague who is always saying bad things about me? If you can share the name of that person, I will help. So basically, whatever they say, if they say you are bad, you will not become bad. If they say you are good, you will not become good. You become good if you do good. If you become bad if you do bad. That is all it is. Just think that. If you are bad and they're saying you are good, they are ignorant. If you are good and they're saying bad, they are ignorant. So basically have compassion for their ignorance. And then you will slowly develop equanimity. Oh yeah, now I will conclude. Do the dedication. Gewa de nyordo dalama sangye trubgyuro ne drowa chigyamalu de sala gebara sho. May the benefits, may the merits that we have accumulated today create the cause for all of us, all the sentient beings, to become a Buddha.
Thank you very much, Rinpoche La.
Yeah, thank you.
Em
Dạ.
xin Việt nhá, các chị em.
Rinpoche La, Miss Oanh would like to have a few words là.
Em mình
Vâng, các quý vị xin hãy trật tự để cho chị Oanh nói một vài lời ạ.
Dạ, chị em mình xin là tụng tiếng Việt ạ. Và chị em.
Vâng. Miss Wang would like to start to dedicate in Vietnamese and to express
Yes.
appreciation to
Sure.
Rinpoche là. Yeah.
Okay.
Mời chú anh ạ. Vâng.
Nguyện đem công đức này
Hướng về khắp tất cả đệ tử và chúng sinh đều tròn thành Phật đạo.
Thank you Rinpoche La.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
Rinpoche là.
Yes.
Xin cảm ơn thầy và xin cảm ơn tất cả các quý vị đạo hữu sinh viên cùng đức của tất cả quý đạo hữu và hẹn gặp lại
Cảm ơn Hưng
hẹn gặp lại
nha.
quý vị ở trong ngày
Cảm
gần
ơn
đây.
nha.